cutscene ending of the campaign with
Yeah,
the dragon.
yeah.
Oh.
We had to wrap it up, so it's just like, yep, we go in, dragon, everyone dies, hooray!
Hooray,
Because I'm terrible at ending campaigns.
like that time when we had that. We were just against a massive army, and my character jumped off a building. Yeah,
yeah, it just turned into like Gears of War Hordes mode, basically. It's like more enemies and more enemies.
That was the Sansa and Rel love story ending that I like really love, because Sansa is also one of my favorite characters.
At that time,
and it'll be as good as Waywalker. But
at that time, I was with my ex, and she was also playing with us. So me and her in game were also.
Like a couple, and they were doing like battle couple tactics.
Yeah, and she died. She got shot through.
No, I remember how she did it. I remember how she did it. She rolled one on her arrows, and she shot the windowsill she was in. And
yeah,
the
revealed her
position.
Just
moved straight up to her, and all one-shotted her.
Yeah, because she like shot the windowsill because she was hiding behind them. And she shot the windowsill, made like a clunk. They all turned around and just opened fire.
It was brilliant.
She just got volley fired by like 10 muskets because she shot a windowsill.
She was the first victim.
So my character, having seen that, tried to do the massive, manly, dramatic thing of jump off this massive building I'm on while holding a plank beneath me and try and just squash the guys below.
Just tried to do a Legolas and like shield surf onto the enemy, and it
was more of a suicide mission at that point.
Didn't really end that well, did it? No. Wait, no, you did take out like 2 guys.
I took out some, but
you squashed the monk, didn't you?
Was it the monk? I thought there was just.
Yeah, did you fuck up and land on the?
I think so.
You squashed Patrick. Or did he fall? He fell down after you. I think
he did. Yeah.
Because you two died very close together.
Yeah.
And then it was mine and Rel's turn, because we were the only two left, and Isaac's character had just walked up to the general, gone, "Hi, how you doing? Okay, bye," and just walked off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Just got invisible, wasn't it? He was invisible and he just fucked off.
Yeah. It was just me and Rel, and I'd been playing this sort of badass fighter who pretended to be a guy but was actually a girl. That typical sort of backstory.
Yeah.
And like we were about to die. And I turned to Rel, because we'd been like fighting partners throughout it. We'd been like the little battle tanks at the front. And I was like, "By the way, I'm a girl." And his face was like, "What?" And like at that point, literally like 10 grenades came into the room we were in. Rel turned.
I'm a woman. Grenades.
Rel 10 kissed me on the cheek and flung himself on these grenades.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember.
He took all the damage, and Sansa was like, "What?" And so she ran out to these to the rest of the army, and she was slashing and slashing and slashing at them. But like they were rolling ones, so they were killing her. She was getting more angry at them not killing her. and eventually I just got lanced to death by cavalry. But like Sansa's like, "Why are you not killing me?" And they're like,
"No, just kill me, please." And it's like one bang, bang.
Rel's dead. No fucking cares anymore.
It was amazing. And like, it was a terrible end to the campaign story-wise. But I did say to you guys, like, I'm gonna restart a campaign anyway. We can just go straight to it or have a last stand. And you guys were like, "Last stand."
Yeah.
Except Isaac, who was like, "I'll fuck off on the last stand anyway."
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, but then I can still save the character." And it's like, who cares? We will bring Sansa back from the dead. We will.
Yeah.
Right, the Wyvern story. That's a very short one.
Wyvern the Wyvern.
Wyvern the Wyvern.
It's because I couldn't say Wyvern. So like I kept saying Wyvale, so he just became Wyvale the Wyvern.
My absolute favourite tale of player folly. Without knowing what was going to happen. It was so good.
It was beautiful.
It was the dramatic irony of me being DM and knowing everything that was going to happen made this so good for me.
Yeah.
Go on then, Vox. Go on then, Vox. It was your fuck up. You explain.
Okay, right. I only remember the basics, but we all just leveled up. So we're all like, I was a warlock, and this was 3.5 edition, and I picked the shadow flight or something
Shadow
like
wings.
that. Shadow wings.
Yeah, it was something that gave you really cool wings.
Yeah.
Basically.
So me being me, I wanted to show this off. So I had my character go like, "Hey guys, look what I can do!" And we were I can't remember why we were here, but we're near the edge of a cliff. So I just run off the edge of the cliff, just run straight and jump.
Yeah, this is where what I'd planned made all of the lead up to this hilarious, because my plan from the very start of them arriving in this area was at this particular cliff. After they'd done talking and they went to move on, a wyvern would fly straight up the cliff and like appear and look menacing at the party. And all this while, I just heard Vox talking about doing the wing stuff and walking towards the cliff and saying, "Yeah, I'm glad about this new ability. I'm going to show it off to everyone." And I was just like smirking to myself the whole time because I knew it was about to happen.
Butler does this thing where like you'll say, "Can I do this?" and he'll go, "Yeah, do it." You have this like really happy grin on your face, and you're like, "Oh god, what?" It's worse. It's worse than when DMs roll dice for no real reason.
Yeah,
like, but
I say it as a dare.
It's even worse.
Me saying, and plus I throw spanners in the works because I don't always do it when something's about to happen. Sometimes I just do it.
Just
so
to be
it keeps everyone on their toes when I do like a smug grin and go, "Yeah, go on."
So I'm running, I jump, and suddenly this massive fuck off wyvern just appears beneath me, and I hit on its nose and just fly up with it. And yeah, I didn't even get to activate my wings, it was that fast.
Yeah, he didn't even get to do the ability because it was literally the second I'd planned the wyvern to attack, he just leaped with great gusto off the cliff. And I said, "You look straight down and see a wyvern's face hurtling towards you." Because he just leapt into the path of this monster. It was so good. That was my one of my possibly my absolute favorite moment as a DM, because I didn't do anything malicious to mess with the party. It was the party's own doing. Yeah, it was Vox's own decision to jump into that exact spot where, pre-planned and having no idea he was going to do this, there was a wyvern. I didn't even know he had that ability because he unlocked it when he leveled up.
Yeah. At that point as well, the wyvern crash landed, and we all just one-shotted and killed it. And at that point, Vox was like, "Can I have a scale?"
Oh yeah.
He was constantly going around like, "Can I have the feather from the thing? Can I have the scale from the scales? I want to make scale armor." And we were like,
yeah.
It was a
thing
variant
that continued through.
Yeah, it's a variant on the new player thing of grab everything that isn't nailed down.
Yeah, but it's
With
like grab
Vox.
everything that I can make fancy stuff with.
Like because he was a like alchemy type character and like magics, it was grab everything that could be vaguely alchemical or magical to study it.
Yeah.
And that theme just carried on for the whole time. And I know what that's like because I do it. I did it with a character. I had a goblin alchemist in like a separate campaign, in like Pathfinder campaign, who grabbed everything off everyone.
I think at that point as well, like the rest of the group were like, "We want scales too, just for fun."
Yeah, and then everyone just started
He's
hacking
training
this
this
wyvern
wyvern.
apart. But yeah, that was like my favourite moment. Other than also the laser hawks.
Oh, the laser
Laserhawks.
hawks, yes.
Which was an exact same situation of
Best
me having a
story.
plan and the party walking right into it like an idiot.
Yeah.
And making themselves as vulnerable as humanly possible in the process. Because basically I'd set up this, they were in this like otherworldly plane. I can't remember how they got
Astral,
there.
I think it was.
Yeah, it was astral plane or something. They'd essentially spoken to a goddess who told them to do some stuff, and they were
Yeah.
going to do that stuff.
We were pretty
And then
dickish.
we had like
flying.
a puzzle with like RGB lighting, basically.
Yeah, there was some pretty basic stuff.
It wasn't basic for us. We really struggled.
Yeah,
early
but
on,
then
though.
everyone became idiots immediately. Well, to me it was basic because I designed it, but nobody decided to look for a lever like the whole time. Or whenever they saw a lever, they got really nervous. But anyway, they got to this place where there were these floating islands connected by like streams of flowing current, kind of like you know, Finding Nemo, the currents under the sea, like that kind of look to them. I'd like designed this whole bit because I saw a really cool piece of artwork and wanted to make it in the game. But they were like, right, how do we do this? And they were okay, it could be really dangerous. I think Isaac suggested this. He was like, it could be really dangerous, so we should go one at a time.
Yeah.
So if it messes up someone, we can save them.
Yeah. So eventually there were loads of arguments about who was going to go first, obviously, and eventually I was like, screw it, I'll go first, and I dropped myself into the.
Yeah, I don't think you even said anything. I think everyone was just arguing, and you just went, meh, and just went for it.
That's what Waywalk did, to be fair.
Yeah, Waywalk was just getting on with it, and everyone was like, but then nothing happened. Because I was like, I had a plan for something to happen, but it was like random rolls to see when it would happen and who would it happen to.
I slipped into the stream, and I sort of got buffeted against the next rock and climbed up, and I was like, it's fine.
Yeah, you had to do some like checks to not mess up and fail miserably, but it was a really easy check to do. So most people passed it, and if anybody struggled, they got pulled up on the other side. Because you were going like stepping stones. You were like all going to the next rock, and then going to the next rock. So like one person would go and then help up everyone else. Kind of was the thing, I think.
Yeah.
And then it got to Patrick's character. And he jumped in. All seemed to be going well as he started going down this current. It was quite a long stream, and people started going more than one at a time. So there were people in the current.
We got coffee, basically.
Yeah, they were far separate. I think it kind of actually saved Patrick because there were people there to fight with him. But so he was still fairly separate from the party, and I did the roll and got him, and essentially a squadron of
Laserhawks.
They had a proper name, but they were like astral plane birds that could fire lasers out of their eye.
4 wings and
they had 4 wings.
birds.
They were basically X-wings.
Swastika birds.
It was very cool. Not swastikas though, but and they all attacked Patrick's character. This squadron was designed to take on the entire party because I had assumed everyone would go in together. But no, everyone had gone in separate. So they all pounced on Patrick and all targeted Patrick, and pretty much didn't it knock him unconscious?
I think.
Yeah, he did, and he hit against a rock.
Yeah,
you guys had to like hastily rescue him. Like,
it was like some Hexblade type fancy thing, and he had like crystal hair.
Yeah.
A mohawk style, and he had like a custom hood that had holes in it for the spikes.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, very strange character.
It was like a brand new character, and he put all this thought into it, and I was like, oh, so fancy. And then splat. Pretty much.
Splat. Laser
God. Yeah, actually, it was a new character, wasn't it? Did it die?
I think.
I think it straight up murdered him.
Yeah. He just
Thinking back, he got hit by so much damage. 2 of them got crits, and they just kaplut.
Yeah.
At that point, I was like standing at the end of the stream, like, I can't do anything.
Yeah, because everyone was so far away, he just like basically fell out the current and just died.
Yeah. Well, at least he like died and didn't spend loads of time in the unconscious realm like Bobo did.
Oh Christ. Oh Christ.
Basically, we had this character. I can't remember which campaign it was. It was Patrick, one of Patrick's characters, and he was called Bobo, play on Bilbo. And basically, he got knocked out in fighting so many times that we started to make this running joke about him.